All right. Are we ready to go on television and all that good stuff? Okay, oh yeah, all good, I hear. All right, well, so good evening and welcome to the regular scheduled meeting of the Mayor and Borough Council. Today is Monday, October 20th, 2025, and it's about a little after 7 o'clock, and we will call the meeting to order, and we will have the Open Public Meetings Act read into the record, please.
This meeting was called pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act. Notice of this meeting was sent to the Union County Hawk, now known as The Leader, Westfield, New Jersey, the Courier News, Bridgewater, New Jersey, the Star Ledger, Newark, New Jersey, Union County Local Source, Union, New Jersey, and the alternate press, tapinto.net. In addition, copies of the notice were posted on the bulletin board in the municipal building and filed in the office of the Borough Clerk. Notices on the bulletin board have remained continuously posted. Proper notice having been given, the Borough Clerk is directed to include this statement in the minutes of this meeting.
Great. For all of those that are in the house tonight, if you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, and then we'll do a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And as we remain standing and we give a moment of silence, let us remember that October, as we are wearing pink, is to draw attention to breast cancer and to please keep all the brave men and women who violently fight for breast cancer, for their survival, for their families, in their thoughts and in their prayers. And let's understand that early detection is worth everything. Thank you. May we have a roll call, please?
Council President Patricia Walsh.
Here.
Jeffrey Banks.
Here.
Gina Berry.
Here.
Anthony Carter. Erin McElroy Barker.
Here.
Catherine Mitchell.
Here.
Mayor Marr.
Here. We're going to start with some proclamations, so I'm just going to work my way over to the podium. And I'd like to call forward Lauren O'Brien, who is here tonight. You get to be first. As I said, we're wearing pink because October is Breast Cancer Awareness, but several years ago, we also understood metastatic breast cancer and the colors of metastatic breast cancer, which are the teal, the pink, and the green. And we actually have lit up Borough Hall in our colors of that. And that is really to draw attention to, get a little closer, not that close, no, metastatic breast cancer awareness, which has an awareness day of October 13th. And as we said, breast cancer is the most commonly diagnosed cancer among women. And metastatic breast cancer, the stage when cancer actually spreads to the breast to other parts of the body. And that is responsible for 98% of all breast cancer deaths. And despite advances in early detection and treatment, approximately 30% of early stage breast cancers will eventually metastasize with no known cure. And in 2025, an estimated 42,680 Americans and 685,000 people globally lost their lives to metastatic breast cancer. So there is a toll, and we want to understand that we can increase research, and that is actually critical to transforming metastatic breast cancer from a terminal diagnosis to actually a chronic survivable condition, which offers patients more time and more hope. Significant racial disparities persist in breast cancer. Black women are 40% more likely to die from breast cancer than white women here in the United States, and Hispanic women face breast cancer as the leading cause of cancer-related deaths. These inequities demand urgent action through research, investment, equitable care, and inclusive education. So Mediviver Research and Support, which is a national nonprofit, exclusively funds stage 4 metastatic breast cancer research. So whereas the Township of Fanwood is proud to stand with this community by the shining of the lights on our Borough Hall, which show courage and the need to think about dedicated research dollars to save lives, we are very proud tonight to present this proclamation and acknowledge October 13th as Metastatic Breast Cancer Awareness Day.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I just want to say thank you to all of you because you are very steady in your support every year of this cause. Councilwoman Berry was walking in with a scarf and she didn't know that she was wearing the metastatic breast cancer colors. And I said, good. I said, keep that on at least through my proclamation. So what the Mayor did a beautiful job of explaining the bad news here, which is that is truly, shall we say, an epidemic of this disease is taking women mostly, but men as well, at an astonishing rate and unfortunately increasing. But guess what? So is the energy to fight this. And so I just want to bring the good news today about the Light Up NBC campaign. I wore this shirt. This was a few years ago, 2022. I have a few in my closet. But I'm here because of John Mooney, actually, who shockingly isn't here because he's everywhere, from Tap Into. And his articles brought me to getting to know Tammy Bowling in April 2019. Who is a now 10-year survivor. And this woman started with raising tens of thousands of dollars for this cause for stage 4 cancer patients, for turning a terminal illness into a manageable one. And she just achieved over $500,000 as of October 13th, which is National Metastatic Breast Cancer Day. She's the global campaign director for that now. So yeah, she lives in Scotch Plains, and she, at the count now, it's about 300 buildings that were lit all the way from Ireland to Hawaii. Wow. And that's really encouraging. So saying that because I truly believe that people like John, Tap Into staff, all of you, the local awareness and education is so important, and that's what we hope for, is that you can just let people know that metastatic breast cancer needs your help, needs research dollars. Not enough money's put into this for stage 4. And yeah, so please, if you can look at lightupnbc.org and share that with folks, that would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you. Please tell Tammy we said keep up the good work. So for these next proclamations, I'd like to call forward Lieutenant Dan Krantz, because it really is nice when we have an opportunity to really take something that could have really turned out not in a good way, and recognize that because of community involvement actually turned into a wonderful story that we are here to celebrate and to recognize individuals that really paid attention to police messaging and reached out, and we had a wonderful outcome to something that could have actually been not so wonderful. So I'll let you do here, and then we have our own proclamations, but I'll let you begin.
Great, thanks, Mayor. Yeah, I am very happy to be here tonight. So often, more than not, in the policing world, we are very used to bad outcomes. And I'm happy to report that the reason I'm here is for quite the opposite. Pretty much everybody that was involved is here, and I appreciate everyone taking their time out of their Monday nights to be here. I'm just going to give a brief rundown of what happened, and I'll explain, and then I'll call everybody up. On September 24th, 2025, Fanwood Police Department responded to a call on Glenwood Road regarding a missing elderly resident, Mercedes Concepcion, who had left her home with her dog and had not returned. What followed was, frankly, an incredible display of community coming together. A coordinated search was begun immediately. A countywide task force responded immediately. The police department OEM coordinator, John Picola, who is in the audience, responded as well. We had officers from Fanwood, Scotch Plains, Westfield, Plainfield, Union County assist. Chief Badalore from Westfield came and brought half of his department and sent them into Plainfield. And he didn't have to do that, and I really appreciate his help. We had drones looking for Mercedes with infrared and whatever crazy technology they had. And with all that, and of course the police did their job, but the difference that brought Mercedes home was the community, were the citizens. So I'd like to recognize one person who could not make it tonight, Connie Peterson. Connie Peterson is a Fanwood resident. She lives on Midway Avenue. She's our crossing guard. If you've been stuck in traffic at the high school on Westfield Road, you'll know her very well. She works harder than pretty much anyone I know. And we had posted some information on Facebook, and she called us and said, I think I saw that lady and her dog walk down Midway Avenue. So our officer responded, and because of Connie, we knew where she went, or at least the direction she went, and we knew what she was wearing. And we got a surveillance video, and we posted that. Because of that, our task force was able to send drones into Plainfield, and we had a direction. Couple hours into it, so many people were involved. I heard a story of one of my officers in Plainfield. He got stopped by a group of, they looked like high school kids, and they said, hey, do you have any more information? They saw our Facebook post, and a group of 17, 18-year-olds were looking for some lady that they don't know, and I really appreciate that. So a few hours into this event, we get a phone call from someone we didn't know at the time that says, I'm pretty sure I'm with Mercedes and her dog in Middlesex, New Jersey, which is, what would we say, about 7 miles away?
Wow.
3 counties away.
Wow.
We never thought she'd make it past Plainfield, which is a good 3-4 miles, and she walked a couple more. She must have just watched Forrest Gump and so keep going.
With the dog.
With the dog. And that lady who made that phone call and who ultimately brought Fanwood Police Officer Mike Rusin and Middlesex PD to the location was Suzanne Carbone, and she is here today. I'll bring her up in a second. It's because of the community coming together for a common cause, and it's because we were able to get the information out. It's because Scotch Plains PD and Westfield PD called me and said, hey, we're going to put the same townwide text out. We're going to put it, we talked to our tap into, their versions of John Mooney, and let's get this out there. And we had an entire county looking for Mercedes. And Suzanne, who happened to be driving home, she lives in the area, driving home from her job, she saw the dog first, right? She's like, I feel like I know that dog. She got out and she said, are you Mercedes? And Mercedes had walked about 7 miles without food or drink, so she brought her into either a Dunkin' Donuts or a McDonald's right there, and she gave her a drink until we could get there. I'd like to invite Suzanne up, as well as Natalie, who is Mercedes' niece. She was there the whole time, and we were kind of relaying all the information we could. Woo! I really want to say that, it's funny, I just found out that Suzanne used to live in Fanwood, and she followed our social media, the police social media. She moved out. I might say, I don't live in Fanwood anymore, I'm going to let me start following the Middlesex PD and all that, but she didn't. She kept following it, and because of a photo that she happened to see, Mercedes is here. I don't know where Mercedes would have been found or what would have happened otherwise, but we don't need to think about it because she's here. Yeah. I really want to say how important it is, wherever you live, if it's Fanwood, Scotch Plains, Hawaii, Alaska, follow your local police department's social media, because you could be Suzanne. You could be finding the missing person or the wanted person or the Amber Alert or whatever it is. Subscribe to the townwide text system. You can go to the Borough Fanwood the borough's website. It's called First Alert. You can subscribe to Fanwood. You can pick your town. It's mostly statewide, so pick any town you want. And these are all things that we can get the communication out there when we have a critical incident or a road closure or a missing person, that someone like Suzanne and Connie Peterson can help solve the crime or help find this person. So, Suzanne, I just want to thank you so much. We have a official letter of recognition for you with our official police patch. Thank you so much. I know the family is ecstatic. When we told Natalie that that Mercedes was fine and the dog was fine, the smile on her face was, I mean, it's really the reason like we become cops. It really is. So I just want to thank you so much.
Oh my goodness, I was going to say a few words.
You have to, Matt.
Okay.
All right, sorry, yeah, you're stuck now.
So, first of all, the day after, we had ADP come in, and there's doorbells in every room of the house, so she no longer can get out without us knowing that she's walking out. I'll tell you a little bit about Mercedes and how she ended up living with me, just so that you have an idea. Mercedes was an anesthesiologist for 45 years at Brigham and Women's in Massachusetts. And her decline started about 10 years ago, dementia. I know we're talking about breast cancer today. We entrusted her care to someone that couldn't provide it to the level that she needed it. And she is my aunt, but really, as many of you probably have an aunt, is like a mother. She was that for me. And when I realized what she was going through, my family all rallied around, and my house was turned from my house to her house, quite literally. Her furniture's there, her everything is there. She thinks she's in Massachusetts. People would stop. She would ask people how to get to Hayward Road, and people would say, "Well, I don't know where it is," but nobody got upset with her or denied her support or help. And for my experience, I've been in Fanwood for a really long time, and I've never been more proud. We had strangers stop by the house to say, what can we do to help, as you well saw that. We had neighbors come and sit with me in my stoop waiting for news, because I was not supposed to move or go anywhere. Everyone just gathered around, and how do you say thank you for that, right? And then we have you who actually stopped, right? I don't know, I have no words, really. Flowers are not enough, thank you is not enough, nothing is enough. She deserves so much, and you gave her what she needed at that moment. And I don't know what we would have done if you hadn't done that, because I don't know how much further she could have gone under her condition without some major consequences. By the way, she's better than everyone else. She never felt the walk. She never complained about the walk. The dog slept for 3 days. But she has not. She's been great. And again, all I can do is say thank you to you, to everybody that got involved, to the county, to everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying in Fanwood forever.
We also have a proclamation that we're giving
Oh.
to you. Yes, for your exceptional awareness.
Oh my
and
goodness,
your
thank
prompt
you.
action.
Wow.
And honoring you as a exemplary community service and a Fanwoodian through and through. So you can talk that. Here, we'll get this and we'll get fun and see the four of us. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. That's all I You don't need words, it's okay. Oh my goodness.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
you.
It's a nice way to start our meeting off. Thank you. I'd now like to go forward, Chief Piccola, because this is also just was, I believe, Fire Prevention Week. And as many of you know, Chief Piccola is also our Office of Emergency Management, our OEM director here, as well as our supervisor, our number 2 at Public Works. So he is in and around town, and tonight he's here to talk about how to keep us safe and what we should think about during Fire Prevention Week.
Thank you, everybody. As you know, October is also Fire Prevention Month. We call it Fire Prevention Month. It is officially 1 week. However, 1 week doesn't truly do it. During October, the members spent many, many hours visiting schools, daycares, and talked to children and adults about fire safety. We always push the basics: stop, drop, and roll, calling 911 after you exit the home, have a specific meeting place to reunite with your family, check your smoke detectors and CO detectors, and never be embarrassed to call. We will always come out. But I'd like to address some of the adults tonight, because you are actually the first responders in your own home. You have to make your children know the rules. Don't play in the kitchen. Don't play with matches or lighters. Don't play with the multitude of electrical cords that we have charging our batteries or cables or whatever else we have plugged in. They're kids. They don't know. But you have to know better. You know the hazards. We promise we'll do all we can when we go to these schools and people visit the firehouse. We'll do all we can. But with your help, it'll get through at home, and it's really important that we follow through. But it is 2025, and we're a society of people of buying online. So we're always looking for a great price. Listen, I'm guilty of it. We all are, but certain items I will not cheap out on. Batteries and electronics, they're different. If a battery is $75 for your cell phone or for your laptop, and you find it for $30, something's wrong. It's not a good idea. It's cheap for a reason. I will not risk my family to keep that cheap electronic battery or whatever it might be plugged in overnight. You know we all do it. They tell you don't do it. I do it. I walk past my laptop at night. I always try to remember to unplug it because it's been around a while and I just don't trust it. So it's crazy, but just don't risk it. Cheap extension cords and power strips are really one of the things we see a lot of. You can buy it, it's $6.99, it should be $17.50. There's probably a reason it's cheap. And if you plug something in it for a year or so, it's probably gonna be fine. But when it's sitting there and now you gotta plug something else in and it's right in your face, we plug too much into these things and then they fail. And they fail, where's that power strip usually located? Usually under a nightstand or under a bed. It's just out of the way, you just don't see it. It's risky. Your family's life is going to depend on it. Don't cheap out on this stuff. It's just too easy to buy it online and find that. Listen, I go 4 or 5 pages deep on Google too, and I look for the best deal. But if I can save $10 or $15 on it is one thing. If it's $40 or $50 wrong, cheaper, it's something wrong with it.
I can attest to that.
But you didn't buy it cheapy.
No, I did not.
But listen, that happens, right? I mean, and you weren't even home.
That was not home when
Notice
that
that
happened.
dark spot on the side of the house. If something's wrong here.
Yeah, you did.
We're always, listen, there's a lot of electric cars out here now, and we see a lot of fires from them. We don't in Fanwood. We had one electric car fire, but it wasn't the car. It was the electronics plugged in. It's whoever electrician that you might have used. Maybe it was a neighbor. Maybe it was somebody who's a cousin who's really good with electricity, and maybe he hooked it up. I don't know the result, the reason. I do know the result was the power cord failed, and the car caught on fire a little. Now, when electric cars burn, there was one in Warren not too long ago, maybe 2 months ago, and they were blaming that car fire, and blaming that car, and blaming that car, and that car was 2/3 intact. When a car fire, an electric car fire goes, there's nothing left. So we'll know if it's a car fire, if it's from the batteries itself. They don't just stop burning. They will burn for a long, long time. So it's important that you buy your electric car. I'm okay with that, but get a licensed electrician, hook it up. Again, I don't want to you don't want to cheap out on this. You spent a lot of money on this car. You spent way more money on your house and a lifetime of money on your family. Don't take a risk. Lithium batteries. Disposing those batteries is the hardest part. Everybody gets them like, what do I do with it? We don't throw it in our recycle bin. We don't throw it in our trash. Unfortunately, you have to take it to a hazardous waste facility or an event that the county's going to have. They have 6 or 7 a year. They're available, or take it to a different county. They'll let you drop them off. When they get crushed, Or they get, listen, you could throw it into your garbage and nothing's gonna happen until it gets into that garbage truck. And we had one in
Right.
town,
Yep.
and we made them immediately dump that truck out on the street, because that truck was still intact. That thing burned for a long time. Was it a battery? Can't be 100% sure.
Something.
There's a lot of stuff in a garbage truck, once it gets out of your house. So just be careful how you get rid of those. There are ways to get rid of them properly, so that's really important that we do that. You know, I was gonna close with the phrase, "it takes a village," doesn't ever resonate well with me. You know, you are the reason your kids are what they are. You have to teach them. Single parent, two-parent families, it doesn't matter. They need structure, they need lessons, and they don't need a friend. They need somebody who's gonna teach them and keep them safe. It takes a village means exactly what happened here. It takes a village in the event it gets out of your control. You still have to be in control. The kids have to be under your control. They need that direction, and they need those rules, and they have to be in place. So, then this happened, and it did take a village to bring that woman home.
It did.
It was an amazing thing. That was really amazing to get her back and so quickly. That was, you know, for her to even take her aunt in that situation, that's heroic. So I'll just close by just saying, be careful, watch what you buy online. You know, I see people buying candles in glass. How many times you go to a store and you pick it up and you put it on the counter and it's wobbly? It takes you 4 or 5 on the shelf to get one that's so good. Then you go home and light that thing. And you forget about it. That glass is going to distort. Maybe that cheap candle, the wick is too far to one side. It's probably not going to be a problem, but it might be.
Right.
And we just want to let your kids see that you're putting something under that candle just in case. So many lessons, so many rules. I know being a kid is a pain, but we want them to be adults, and there's only one way to get there, and they got to survive it.
Well, Chief, I want to thank you for coming out, but I also know that as we close out 2025, it's been a very busy year,
It's been a challenging year for your department. Yeah.
you know, because you've had a lot of calls that you have gone out within our community and in Scotch Plains, and there's been some real structural fires that have been,
Yeah, we've had.
right? And we had, unfortunately, a
decent
death in,
Yeah.
you know, in our town due to that, a fire, and,
Yeah, that was challenging, and we got somebody in to talk to all the members about that, and they seem to be okay. But it's something that you have to do. You have to take time and get them the help that they need, even if they don't think they need it.
right.
Take 5 minutes and talk to somebody. Mental health is something that sneaks up, and it just creeps up and it creeps up until it snaps, and then it's a
Yeah.
problem. So
Well.
I appreciate the support from everybody, as usual.
Well, we're fortunate to have you in the lead in more ways than one in our community,
I
and
will
want to
do what I
thank you
can,
for
you know that.
coming out tonight, because I know you put a long day in here during the
And we're
day.
covering Scotch Plains tonight, so I'm going to go back.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you all,
Thank
guys.
you very much.
Thank you.
We're going to move on to opening the meeting to the public. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'd like to call forward any members of the public that wish to come up. Please state your name and address for the record.
Hi, Carolyn Brink, 54 Helen Street. As long as we're on the safety topic, I actually wanted to ask Erin, you're the person to police, is that you?
Mhm.
Okay. I ask this every year, and Lieutenant Krantz is awesome, and I don't have to tell you that, but can we close Helen Street? It
Oh,
gets so
you mean for
crazy.
Halloween?
Oh, for Halloween?
Yeah, can we do, I know we did barricades last year, but they were moved by commuters and some car traffic, and my husband and his buddies went out and put them back, but then they got moved again. Is that something we can make official, that Helen Street, I know the Vinton people have issues with closing it, but I think it would be great if we could just make those kids totally safe, because I know you're across at Mooney's, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, I think I've only seen it closed once, and I believe it was a weekend day.
and it's a Friday this year.
I mean, I think it was a Saturday or Sunday. It was the only time I ever saw it closed, but, I mean, I'll speak to the police. I don't know necessarily, I'm sure it's been discussed. I don't know what's been the deterrent to closing it. I don't know if they're allowed to close it for something like that, but I'll talk to him.
Yeah, he said it was the Vinton, but I think if we closed it maybe at that first Vinton, you know, towards LeGrand, not the one closest to LeGrand, but the
Right.
one closer to Marion. And then not your street, but maybe at Chetwood, I think there'd be some
Yeah.
comfort level, because even sometimes FedEx comes and Amazon, and the kids
Yeah.
are excited, it's a crazy street. It's almost a legendary street now. It's like,
Yeah.
where's Halloween? Helen Street.
Right.
And I'm already $1,000 in on candy. I love it.
Right.
But I just think it'd be good to close it, so that's something. And I
I'll
did
follow
talk.
up with him.
That would be great.
Sure.
And then I'm so glad Mercedes got found. The one thing I actually do with my own dad who has dementia and my dog is I keep air tags on my dog's collar, which he hasn't gotten away, thank God. I'm sure some days he wants to, but I do know where he is. But my dad, we put one on his cab. And when he kind of wanders around his building, we know
That's a
where he
good
is. So
idea.
it's just a little safety thing.
That's a good idea.
And that's it. I'm not going to go into my overdevelopment thing tonight. I just want to thank everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else wish to come forward? Please state your name and address for the record.
Gary Morris, 405 South Avenue. First of all, I want to give another shout out. I can't say enough good things about our DPW. They're pretty awesome. I talked to Clint on Saturday about a sign near us, and I'm working from home today, and boom, there's somebody pulling up in a four-wheeler, jumps out with a ladder, fixed it. I was like, wow. I wish everything worked that way. That was amazing. So I can't say enough good things about DPW. And man, that pizza run was amazing.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, that was a blast. I saw you were in it, and I think your kids beat you, didn't they? Yeah.
Different age group.
That's
Much different
It's
age.
really
Much-
frustrating when that happens,
No, not when
isn't
they're
it?
that much younger.
Different
Yeah.
It's okay.
My kids would mock me all day long, so that's why I don't run anymore. Yeah, the pizza run was great. I can't say enough. I think it was funny because my friends who do the Garden State podcast were interviewing people, and I don't know if it was because it was a pizza run. They were asking 3 things you like about New Jersey. Pizza made everybody's list, and bagels.
In bagels.
So, okay. So now, I just want to talk about some things, and again, this is not to cause divisiveness or anything, but these are just things that I've looked up. Since 2017, I've found over $50,000 in political donations to leaders in our town from entities that do business with our town or are linked to past and future developments in Fanwood. On November 3rd, 2017, Rogut McCarthy donated $5,200 to Hugel and Carter Committee. This law firm does thousands of dollars worth of business with Fanwood. We used Rogut McCarthy for our town attorney back then, and they were voted in again early 2018 for what I believe was a no-bid contract. What exactly do you spend $5,200 on in campaign money when you receive it on November 3rd? Also of note, Rogut McCarthy is the law firm for our Fanwood Planning Board attorney. In October 2021, Russ Hugel donated $1,500 to Walsh and McElroy Barker in an uncontested election. Again, an uncontested election in October. Less than 3 months later, both recipients of that donation voted to confirm the one-year annual attorney contract. Since 2017, T&M Associates donated over $20,000 to political committees in Fanwood. T&M has been awarded thousands of dollars worth of contracts from Fanwood. All 6 council members and the mayor have benefited from campaign monies from T&M. When contracts are influenced by political donations rather than merit, the taxpayers may not be getting what they demand. Taxpayers simply want a seat at the table to have some say in the direction of our town. These donations chip away at the trust between our leaders and the taxpayers. These types of donations must stop. I will be happy to send the entire list of past donations to Courtney for each of you to review and take a look at and respond. I can also send the list to any open and honest news outlet. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else wish to come forward? Seeing that there isn't anyone, may I have a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Moving on, we have approval of the minutes of meetings of October 6, 2025, which is a work session, and our agenda meeting, and an executive session.
So moved.
May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor of the minutes?
Aye.
Thank you. We move on under the consent agenda, and whereas the Borough Council has determined that to increase efficiency, the consent agenda shall be adopted with one resolution. And whereas the following resolutions require no discussion as they have been previously reviewed by each governing member, and they run from 2025-10-183 to 2025-10-189. Now therefore be it resolved by the Borough Council that each of the resolutions will be approved and adopted, and the title will be read into the record. And this would be the time, if any council member has one that they would like to pull for further explanation, this would be the point. Seeing that there isn't any, we will read them into the record. Resolution 2025-10-183 is authorizing the payment of claims for the month of for October, done on October 20th, 2025. Resolution 2025-10-184 is authorizing the borough to execute a memorandum of understanding with New Jersey Transit to accept funds for the renovations of the Fanwood train station. Resolution 2025-10-185 is authorizing Block 26, Lot 68 as tax exempt, and authorizing a refund for the 2025 second quarter taxes. Resolution 2025-10-186 is authorizing Block 28, Lot 32 as tax exempt, and authorizing a refund for the 2025 second quarter taxes. Resolution 2025-10-187 is authorizing Block 26, Lot 49 as tax exempt, and authorizing the 2025 second quarter of taxes. Under Public Works, Resolution 2025-10-188 is authorizing the borough to award a contract to a vendor for the purchase of a public works equipment, which funds were raised during our capital. Resolution 2025-10-189 is authorizing the borough to accept the quote and enter into agreement with a leaf hauler operation, as it is that time of year. So with that, I'd like a motion,
So moved. Second.
and then may I have a roll call, please?
Council President Patricia Walsh?
Yes.
Jeffrey Banks?
Yes.
Gina Berry?
Yes.
Anthony Carter? Erin McElroy Barker?
Yes.
Catherine Mitchell?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. We have one ordinance that we will be introducing tonight for first reading under the health.
That's me.
Yes, please.
Okay. I introduce ordinance number 02025-13R and request that an ordinance of the Borough of Fanwood, County of Union, State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 118 of the Borough Code regarding license and fees for chickens.
Okay, we read that into the record. May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
I move that this ordinance be adopted on first reading, and if adopted, that the clerk hereby authorize the ordinance as required by law, and that the second reading of said ordinance be held at a public hearing at Borough Hall, 75 North Martine Avenue, Fanwood, New Jersey, on
November 3rd.
November 3rd, 2025 at 7 p.m., or as soon as thereafter as can be heard.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
I thank you, and that, as we know, is an ordinance that is amending that resolution, that ordinance based on comments from our health department.
Correct.
Moving on, under new business, Jesse, any new business? Okay, no carryover old business. We're going to go into our standing reports, and I'll ask Liz Jeffrey if she would like to come forward and start us off this evening.
Great, thank you. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I know it was chilly, but I hope the tennis opening was a great
Yes, we cut
success
the ribbon on
tonight.
our new tennis courts.
Yeah,
Yep.
terrific. I don't have too many things. First thing I want to do is please get out there and promote our favorite dog day in Fanwood, which is this Sunday. Fan Wolf Day will be at the Northside train station from 10 to 2. It's always fun and it's super cute, and there's a bunch of things you don't anticipate, like there's always like, caricature drawings and treats for the dogs, and in summer when we used to have it, we had little doggy pools, and there's usually like a petting dog. It's the mental health.
Therapy.
God, I'm blanking on what
What's
they
that
call
word?
the.
No,
No,
what do you call those
like
dogs?
the dogs.
The
that-
therapy
Therapy
dog.
dogs. Therapy dogs, gosh, sorry about that. Therapy dogs.
Yes.
And this year we have Bluey, he'll be
And
there.
bingo.
There's a bingo, some kind of doggy bingo thing that's gonna happen. And the parade, which cannot be resisted, is at 11:30. And so bring your
And this year,
pups.
we have staff from the AKC Museum of the Dog.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yes, the
Oh,
special,
every
celebrating
year
the
we pump it
special
up a
bond
little.
between humans and their canines. Yes.
Dog
The
Museum of the
AKC Museum
Dogs.
of the Dog.
Wow.
They will be there from 10 to
Yep.
12.
And, we have canine, and we have the animal hospital, and we have, such a sort of dog community, and I know everybody, loves to come out and let their pups have some fun. So hopefully we'll have a good turnout. I know there was an amazing turnout this past weekend for the Pizza Day run,
Yep.
which is such a huge amount of effort, but I heard from multiple sources, I wasn't able to come, I have a little
Including
knee
your son?
injury.
Yeah, your son
So it
was there.
great. Yeah, my son was there, and, so it was really, really good. Double Jelly is like nearing opening the doors any day, so that's good. They've been, people have to go as their cash flow allows, but that's what it's gonna be called. I know there's not a sign up yet, but it's pink and white, and you can't really miss it these days. It's in the old Fanwood Grill space. Double Jelly.
Bubble tea, okay.
No, that's what
Yes,
they
it's
made.
like bubble
The
tea.
name of it.
I mean, there's a variety of
Double
offerings
jelly.
like that, but it is, bubble tea and that kind of stuff that's happening there. As everybody saw, I think, the old Sheilan's building is down, and Fabio's, if they're not on the website yet, I am going to ask them, maybe we'll put it in your next Friday letter, the plan for the new building.
Yeah,
that
the
Fabio's is
architectural
building there,
rendering.
Which is really so beautiful.
And did you know they were on the cover of the Scotch Plains magazine?
Yeah, that
saw
came
that.
today, that was nice.
I saw that.
Yeah.
So they're going to have, I know you've seen the roll-up front where you can roll up and sort of have an open air. It's costly to do, but makes a big difference. So the front, has those roll-down fronts, and, the restaurant itself will be a very big improvement on space, and their service will remain excellent as it always has been. So we're super excited to see them go. And once again, as we did with the pharmacy, as we've done with others, it's the community that makes the businesses a success. And the fact that ours are always striving to, if they're renting, they want to make their place their own, they want to invest the money and buy, and they are looking to expand and thrive, many of our businesses. So I know with the way retail goes, you see things open, you see things close, but, it's truly a good sign when you have folks that are looking to purchase buildings instead of just renting. And, we've had a few good examples of that in Fanwood, so kudos to that. Soho residents are moving in, they're in. The first, I think, 2 floors are CO'd and people have been moving in. They'll be moving forward with the rest of those move-ins over the next, few weeks. And the 2 commercial spaces are in construction. So I know I see posts from Ron and Kara showing like literally the framing out of the rooms for their beam light therapy. And also the hot yoga is, got their permits that they're working through also. There's been some recent, finally, significant movement at Carano with their permitting, so I know
Get
that
outta
the
here,
general
Lynn.
public cannot appreciate
Get
how
outta
long
here.
developments take, but they take a long time
Yep.
sometimes. I mean, it was 10 years for some of the projects on the downtown block.
That is the question that I'm asked most.
I know.
What's happening
So-
with the A&P lot?
We had a lot of work with the utilities, as you might remember, and then for 2 years, we worked with utilities to vacate the utilities that were unnecessary in the area and to work through approvals and job numbers for the ones that are going in. And then COVID happened, which was immediately 18 months of almost no progress with any of those things. And then it's been the better part of 18 to 20 months to get the DOT I mean, they're closing down a number of defunct driveways and streets. You would think that it wouldn't be that hard to just get a simple access permit onto a roadway that's DOT, is sovereign to. So, but it takes a lot of time and a lot of pursuit even from our leaders to keep things moving through government. So we're hoping they'll be pulling their permits for Phase 1, and which is the building closest to the Wonder Years, and includes the restaurant, duplex restaurant bar space, and also the temporary liquor store. So you may recall that there will be a temporary location of that to the rear while they fix the front area, and then it will be going back with a nice building along South Avenue, and the parking will now, instead of be taking up the frontage of South Avenue, the parking will be in the rear of the liquor store. So we're hoping that we start off by the end of this year. Fingers crossed, if not, but 2026 we'll definitely be seeing some significant progress in actual construction, hopefully, so. And that's about it.
Thank you.
Any questions? Okay, all right. I'll kick off by just saying it was a really fun weekend. I started Saturday off by doing my, twice a year I try to do, maybe we're going to try to do more, my coffee with the mayor. So I want to thank the councilwoman that were able to join me and Clint Dixon and the public that came out. We had a nice group of probably about a dozen people, and met a nice couple that had just moved in from Woodbridge, who then he ended up running in the 5K and winning in his category, so I saw him twice in one day, and, that was really nice. The weather is changing, and it's getting really dark soon, so we want to be careful of our pedestrians and our commuters that are coming off of our train station, and our kids that are out. I think it's getting really dark really fast. And then before we got here tonight, we actually cut the ribbon on our new tennis courts at LeGrand Park, which was funded through advocacy, through our state delegation, and brought back money for us, so that was able to do the complete renovations of those tennis courts, which is home to the Scotch Plains Fanwood High School tennis team, as well as new benches and receptacles, and we were able to redo the the basketball courts as well. So that was really great, and we knew at our last meeting, which was not televised, we passed a resolution that would be buying the new playground equipment for Forest Road Park, and that is just beautiful and colorful with canopies, and that whole area will get really going. And then the tennis courts, the defunct tennis courts, are going to be turned into combo courts for pickleball and tennis court. So over the next year, we'll see a lot of improvements going on in that park. So that's just really awesome. So moving on, as we have, I see that Councilman Cardner is not here tonight. We'll move on to public safety. Councilwoman McElroy Barker.
Yep. So September was, pretty busy. So the police, the Detective Bureau on September 8th made a presentation at a senior meeting about current scams and frauds, which, unfortunately impact the elderly community more than others. I think they've done that a handful of times, and I think they will continue to do so as the scams get more clever. On 9/11, Fanwood police officers attended and participated in the annual September 11th memorial hosted by Scotch Plains. On September 15th, they were all out in support on Fanwood Day, and there were no issues that day. It was a fun event. It was much hotter than yesterday, but it was fun. And then on 9/21, they had their first annual Fanwood PBA Food Truck Festival. And they hope to do something like this every year. And they do hope that people will get to know that this is happening and start to come out for the events. They try to make it a really family-friendly day. So in the month of September, the department handled 1,141 calls for service, 36 on average per day. This included 135 traffic enforcement details and 302 building security checks. Officers conducted 95 park and walk details, as well as responding to 40 medical calls and 20 alarms. During the month of September, 170 vehicles were stopped for traffic violations. A total of 291 summonses were issued, 216 for moving violations, and 75 for parking. Officers attended various training classes. There were 4 adult arrests during the month, and cameras have been installed at Forest Road Park and will be installed at LeGrand Park in the coming weeks. So, really? Oh, and the Nature Center. I think that's all I have for now. And I should say that we are nearing the our last hire for now, so hopefully that will happen in November.
Okay, thank you. Rescue?
Sorry. The captain's report for September 25. They had a total of 27 emergency calls for the month of September. They answered 16 calls, which was about 59%. Average response time was down to 8 minutes and 23 seconds, which is very good. Total response hours was 54 hours. Oxygen administrations, there were 2 of them. They want to thank everybody who attended and participated in Fanwood Day. There's a event tomorrow at School One Trip to Fanwood, and they'll be at the Halloween parade, and there's a Brunner School trip to Fanwood. So, coming up on November 12th. So, they basically, that is the report.
Okay, thank you. Under fire?
Oh, I'm sorry, one more. And there's a top responder of the month, Riley with 12, and honorable mention Adam with 11.
Thank you. Awesome. Councilwoman?
Okay, thank you. So once again, just thank you to Chief Picola and the Fire Department for all their work for Fire Prevention Week with the local schools, and also for the suggestions for parents. During the month of September, the Fanwood Fire Department responded to a total of 26 calls for assistance. Structure fire, brush fire, 4 carbon monoxide alarms, 5 residential fire alarms, 1 house lockout, water conditions, interior smoke condition, 6 natural gas odors, a motor vehicle accident, 2 commercial fire alarms, 1 citizen assist, and 1 mutual aid. On September 6th, the fire department was dispatched to a residence on Cray Terrace for an interior odor of smoke and a light haze in the second floor bedroom. The house was checked, and the crew found an overheated fan, which was then removed, and the smoke was ventilated. On September 26th, the fire department was dispatched to a structural fire in a 2-story condo complex with attached units. There was moderate to heavy smoke, and the crews entered and pulled burning debris in the living room and threw it outside and extinguished whatever else remained. That took about 2 hours. 3 members attending the Union County Fire Academy are halfway through. They've attended 42 of the 80 classes so far, and they are doing well. No injuries were reported for the month of September for the fire department.
Okay, thank you. Moving on into Public Works.
So, Public Works, for the September report, they continue to do their recurring monthly activities, inspection of the parks and the buildings, emptying the garbage and recycling containers in the parks, routine maintenance and repairs, cleaning up litter. They have removed leaves and debris from the tops of storm drainage inlets before and after heavy rains to provide drainage. They're doing seasonal activities, mowing and trimming and maintaining properties. They have completed the annual fall brush pickup. Residents are reminded, please, to not place any brush or branches in the street until the next pickup in January 2026. Also reminded that brush and branches are not permitted in the leaf piles. It really damages the equipment. And they will try not to pick up those leaf piles if they can see the branches in them. The annual bulk waste pickup was completed in all quadrants of the borough, and a summary for that will be provided in November. Public Works assisted the Friends of the Library book sale, which was a great success. They have power washed the Sheelan's Crossing concrete bridge over the New Jersey Transit Railway, and they will be preparing to paint. Newly planted mums are in downtown and around the clock. It all looks lovely. And they helped prepare for the 5K race, and as we know, that was a great success. And there were 3 new property maintenance notices of violations for this time period. The recycling center will be open on November 1st. And also, we'd like to remind residents that plastic bags and film are accepted at the Public Works facility by appointment and during the next special recycling event on November 1st.
Thank you very much. Councilwoman Berry, anything on the library?
Yes, the one thing I want to say for the library is that they did had a conversation with Lieutenant Quince about active shooting drill for the library. So the staff will be getting training on the active shooter drill, so hopefully soon. They'll schedule that, because as we know, the time we live in, it's important for us to have plans in place. And with the library being, big and so many different windows and spaces, staff and patrons need to know where to go if something was to happen. I also want to mention that I think that went out in an email blast, which is the aging services kiosk that's coming up tomorrow. That is from 10 to 12 at the library. So it's important if you know anybody in seniors that needs to go, they'll provide services and information for those seniors. So that's a good, and it's being sponsored by Union County, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah, it's Courtney, it's a traveling.
Yes, so it's the Union County Division on Aging. They do this, it's ASK stands for Aging Services Kiosk. So
Yes.
they go to different libraries in Union County and have a table where they can give information on services for anyone who might want to avail themselves of those.
Okay, cool.
Okay, thank you. Historic preservation?
Thank you. So this past weekend, as you mentioned, was a very busy weekend in Fanwood. We had 4 Centuries weekend. We had about 154 people visit the museum.
Wow.
Met a lot of interesting people, heard a lot of good stories, and actually got some information that we hadn't had before, so that was nice. On October 9th, we gave a private tour for the Westfield Garden Club, and I also gave a tour to the Borup family. Tom Borup's great-grandfather was Fanwood's first or second station master, and so this family of about 25 or so rented a big limo kind of bus thing, and they all came up and they were thrilled to be in the train station looking at everything, and they are obviously very proud of their great-grandfather, so that was fun. The museum will be open the first Sunday of November from 2 to 4, and Tom Plant will have his extensive collection of political campaign buttons there, if anybody's interested. And then we are giving a private tour of the museum for the 7th grade social studies class at St. Bart's.
Thank you. Environmental?
Yes. November 1st is Youth Day at the Nature Center. So we hope to have a lot of people come out and just help clean up and spruce up the place before winter. There was a bird walk on October 5th, which we had about 25 people there, so that was nice. The Evangel Church had the Service to Service project, and we had about 20 to 25 volunteers for that. Worked very hard, cleaned and weeded and planted, so that was really nice. And we have an Eagle Scout project where they are going to be giving us tree guards for young trees in the Nature Center. And there we go.
And we had the cleanup, right?
Those tree guards, those, for the
Natural
deer
trees.
that,
Oh, okay.
do whatever they do.
And I also think we should probably thank, they did the cleanup, the Evangel Church
Yes,
was in the Nature Center.
yes, I said that.
Oh, did you? Oh,
Yes,
I guess I didn't hear you.
Service to
Wow,
service.
there you go. Wow, didn't hear you.
There you go.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Yeah, long day. Councilwoman Mitchell, updating on the green team and the shade tree, please.
The green team, yes, they don't meet until tomorrow night, but I do have some information. First of all, I think we have to thank them again for all their hard work they did on their application for Sustainable New Jersey. We received a bronze certification, which took an awful lot of work
Yep.
by an awful lot of people, but we were able to continue our certifications there. So thank you to all of those people who worked so hard. They're still collecting socks for the month of October. And they have been talking about this project called Stop the Stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Stop the Stuff, yes. And this, to them, it means when you go to a fast takeout place and you don't need the plastic utensils and the extra condiments, to ask not to have them. And it coincidentally, in the New Jersey legislature, coming up for a vote very soon, is that same issue. And they gave some statistics that estimated that there are 40 billion single-use plastic utensils that go into the landfills every year. So part of this legislation is for fast food places not to give out the
Unless you
plastic
ask.
utensils
That's
unless
good.
they're asked for.
Yep.
And they're also asking that places like this go to regular utensils in their places of business and not the plastic utensils, to get rid of the plastic utensils altogether. So that would be a big step if that were, and of course, all of this, their whole objective is to keep things, as I say, every month out of the landfill. Shade Tree, they don't meet until next week, but at last month's meeting, we received some money, so they were able to plant 4 trees, and that was from the county.
Awesome.
Great, thank you. Let's see, under recreation?
Oh, yeah, we've been busy.
Yes.
We had a very successful 5K
Yes.
yesterday, or I think a little over 900 people, which was very busy. But I got to tell you, it was extremely well run. Thank you to Neil, and he did an amazing job with a lot that he took on. It just was a very successful event. Well, that's behind us. We have our Halloween parade and contest coming up on the 31st. They are looking for some volunteers who can actually help out, give out donuts and other items.
Okay.
And they want me to recruit you, Mayor, to judge again this year.
Okay. Okay, hard to say no.
And Charlie Jackson is going to lead a drum line in the parade this year.
Perfect.
So
That makes a big difference.
it's a big difference. So exciting stuff coming.
Yep, yep. They're very, a very dedicated group of people on the Recreation
We will be
Commission.
lining up again by the library.
Right.
So those who want to participate in the parade, so that's where we'll be. Where will we? I
Where
can't
we
even
will
talk.
be.
Where we will be, thank you. And I believe that starts at 6 PM.
Yep, it'll be
Outside
dark.
the library.
It'll be
So,
dark.
Very exciting.
Yep.
I will be bringing the parade as always.
There you go. Thank you. All right, that wraps up our standing committee reports. I'd now like to have a
Do you want a
motion.
health report?
Oh, sorry. You got something to say?
It's okay if you don't want one.
No, I do. Got something to say? Say it.
Okay, for the month of September, there were 4 deaths in town. but there were 9 births, so the total for the year for births in town is 63.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Wow.
we have 63 new
That's
babies
a
in
lot.
town.
For a year?
People get
That
busy.
is a lot.
Okay. Now, the rabies clinic will be on, at LeGrand Park on November 12th at 6 p.m., at 5 p.m., I'm sorry, 5 to 6. So if your dog needs rabies vaccination, it's open for you.
I should wait for that.
The Westfield Regional Health Department issued their annual report, and that is on the website. It's on the Fanwood website, as well as the regional website. They are also, at the last meeting, they said that the COVID is on the rise in the southern areas.
Yeah.
So they are really urging everybody to get a flu shot and a COVID shot. And particularly, they have here before Halloween. And kind of much after Halloween, we kind of take up a lot of our business in the house.
Right.
And in closed environments, and we're not outside as much, so it is important that you get your flu shot. Let me see. Oh, and they have medication disposable pouches for people who are home, and you can get them at the Westfield Regional Health Department. But also our police department has a place where you just walk in and just dump your medications
Into the box.
In the box.
in the mailbox
Yeah, it's
that's
a big
inside the
mailbox.
police station. Now, a board member, and all the food inspections were satisfactory. And apparently, I wasn't at the meeting, but I answered this question as best as I could. A member of the Board of Health meeting this week brought up a concern regarding Forest Road Park. When it rains, the tennis courts get flooded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I responded back with as much information that I knew, but I'm sure that there is somebody here that could answer this better than I.
Yeah, we can send back, as we said, those will be
Yeah,
renovated.
I told them that we were well aware of the situation and that we were on top of it.
Good.
Thank you. Okay.
And that reports-
Thank you. Do we?
concludes that report.
Thank you. Seeing that there isn't any more comments, I'd like to have a motion to open the meeting to the public again.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Russ, is there anything on line?
No, I did elicit, nobody has commented.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yes.
I'm Caroline Brink, 54 Helen Street. Kathy, I have a question for you about the green team. There was something posted on Facebook about those flyers that get thrown on everybody's driveway, and there's like an 800 number opt-out. I mean, they come in handy for dog poop sometimes, but is there a reason why we want plastic? Because I've taken them out of our sewers on Helen
Oh, they're all over the place. I've seen
constantly.
They're all over.
It has
Is
gotten
there
better.
like a state law that allows that? Is there a reason why we want it to continue? I realize the retailers benefit from the free
I
advertising.
don't know how that actually works, right?
Yeah.
Where they drop that stuff at your
You're talking about that
driveway.
thin roll that gets thrown.
Yeah,
right.
But you can't just call and they won't deliver it anymore.
I understand that,
actually
but
gave that
there-
number out a couple of months ago, and several people
And I did
said
opt
they
out, but
called
they're still all
and have
over the
opted.
neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
yeah, some
are
people
all
like them
over
though. Some
the
people
neighborhood.
want the advertisements.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, well, the
Well, like
coupons inside.
ShopRite, coupons, and.
Oh, so
I'm
they
not-
do want it? Because it's like, you can't get a plastic bag in the grocery store, but you can get one on your driveway. But
Right.
anyway, they do come in handy for poop bags
Yeah,
sometimes.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
They do.
Gary Morris, 405. The thing at Evangel was, it's called Service for Service, where they give up a service, the Sunday morning service, and it was one of the most spectacular things you could ever be involved in. They managed to work with a group called Convoy of Hope and got an entire tractor trailer full of food that they took into the center of Plainfield. And the stories are just coming out, but there was one guy who overheard this lady who had 2 or 3 bags of groceries in tears talking to somebody on the phone.
Yeah.
where she was saying, I didn't know where I was going to get food this week, and this just happened to show up just in time. I was able to participate in a thing called Feed My Starving Children. They literally converted part of our church into a food manufacturing facility to make packs of food, basically, for countries like Haiti and the Dominican Republic. And in Friday through Sunday, I think we packed off 108,000 meals, which again, spectacular stuff. And again, I have a vision for things. I think it would be a really cool thing, if you guys are open for it, to open this up to you guys to participate and actually be in there and do it. It's the greatest team building event you'd ever want for a group of people. So just putting it out there as a plug for the next time we do it. One thing that happened the other day that I thought was humorous, I got home a little bit late, and you know how you just want, again, the pizza thing is still on my mind. I wanted a slice of pizza, so I drive over to Fabio's around 9 o'clock, and the door is locked. So I'm like, ugh. So I'm like, is there any chance Nick's might be open, right? So you drive around, and I see the lights on, and I'm like, nobody's in there, but I see the two guys still working in there. And I go in, and he goes, we don't have any slices left. And I'm like, oh, really? And he goes, and this is probably a little after 9. Technically, they close at 9. And he goes, I'll make a pie for you. And I was like, that is awesome. And the guy made a pie for me. And that's what I had for lunch today, too. So I ate half the pie last night. And again, it's that small town touch you just don't get anywhere else. And those are the things I love about Fanwood is people like that. But here's the fun part of the story. I started talking to him about the pizza run. And he told me a story from last year where they had to deliver 100 pizzas, and their delivery guy was missing for like half an hour, and they had no idea. And he was stuck because the police wouldn't let him in. Which, so apparently they straightened it out this year, and they have some corridor to deliver the pizza. Yes. But I was like, that's a really funny story. Can you imagine this poor delivery guy like trying every possible way, and the police are like, nope, you can't come in. And
funny,
like,
not funny.
Oh, by the way, I have 100 pizzas that are for everybody who finishes the race.
Yeah.
But yeah, which again, those are the kind of things, those small town stories that are just hilarious. And I encourage everybody to visit these local businesses. They're awesome to get to know them, and maybe they'll make a pie for you after 9 o'clock.
Thank you very much. And with that, we are finished with our regular scheduled business, so I have a motion to close the public meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. We are going into an executive session, which is Resolution 2025-10-190, for the purposes of attorney-client privilege, and then we are coming out to expressly adjourn. There will be no action taken. And with that, we will then see each other at our upcoming work session meeting, which is Monday, November 3rd. But before that will be Halloween, so we hope that everybody has a wonderful time in Fanwood. We see you at the parade, and if not at the parade, we'll see you at LeGrand Park for the contest. And with that, we wish you a nice night and a good week ahead. With a motion to adjourn into executive?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Good night. Whose are these?